the Coates Hire Newcastle 500. We're into the final chapter of the 2019 season. And the blast to turn one has Van Gisbergen on the inside. McLaughlin awkwardly placed on the outside. Watch for Whincup trying to sneak up on the inside, and I think he's done it. On the run towards the top of the hill, he's ideally positioned. It looks like a Red Bull 1-2 to the top of the hill on lap one.
And Van Gisbergen helped him a lot there. He pushed Scotty wide as he got through there. He was on the narrow line. The car ran wide, and that helped Whincup get down the inside. So nice start for the Red Bull Holden Racing team and a massive moment in this team's championship battle. Simona down the inside was able to get around there. Does Andre stay there? He doesn't. He tucks back in, and that avoids contact between the Nissan teammates.
It's all traffic jam stuff as they negotiate turns 7, 8 and 9. Van Gisbergen skips a little gap away now from his teammate Whincup. It was nicely managed by both those drivers from the drop of the clutch, the run to turn one. And for McLaughlin, he was just awkwardly positioned up on the outside. His launch was very good, but nowhere to go. Turn 11 from the chopper. You can see the reshaping of that corner this year relative to the last couple of years. And that's Chaz Mostert on the charge here, who's not yet had a podium at this location. His last run for Tickford this weekend. A margin at the end of the standing lap. Van Gisbergen over Whincup is just on a quarter of a second. Then it's McLaughlin, Waters, Di Pasquale and Reynolds, the teammates, the 5th and 6th. Then Coulthard. After Fabian, it's James Courtney, Tim Slade and Lee Holdsworth. And this is Fabian. And he's having a big charge here. This is the run up the hill to 2. We're still... Oh,
man, that's hard hit.
And that's LeBrock. Now, that'll be part of the damage story, and maybe there's more to it when he gets down the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, that was a significant hit at the top of Watt Street into turn 2.
And Camp's race control saying that they'll be investigating an incident between 19 and 34, which is James Golding, lap 2, turn 6. So here it is again. Okay, so it looks like he may have got a tap. They'll look at it. They have the benefit of the Hawkeye vision and replay and data information, and so
Golding,
yeah, down the inside. Is he up far enough will be the question that they study. This is the view from Jack's car, and he gets the whack right here. And David Reynolds.
Oh, here we go.
And Nick Percat just trying to keep Lee Holdsworth at bay here, and he's got to do the dirty side of the road to be able to make it work, and cold tyres couldn't break that deeply, so that's cost him a little bit of time, that level of defence. Luckily, there was no contact between them up there then. So what Nick was trying to do is... Okay, so Nick didn't know he was there, so he's come out of the lane and then has gone up the inside and tried to run up there as deep as he can. Probably would have worked better had Lee gone around the outside, but that's easy to say in hindsight. So they're both in the dirty stuff there, and then locking up, and that's a pretty significant lock-up for the front right side of Nick Percat's car. So actually the onboard will tell the story, but that might have a mark on it now, that tyre.
Yeah, I agree. But he might have got away with it because the tyres were just so cold.
For Shane Van Gisbergen, and it is so important, isn't it? It settles the driver down. They rarely stall the car. Oh, go on, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Larko. So that was Macca, Macaulay Jones, and tagging James Golding in the final corner there. That was an awkward moment, and it's left damage on the rear of the Boost Mobile Gary Rogers Motorsport entry.
I don't know, have a look at the wing. The wing might be damaged.
So he might be able to continue here.
Rear bumper, but nothing to see.
It's okay, but the bumper looks pretty second-hand, doesn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think it was there, but I don't have a right-hand mirror, so I gave a bit of room.
So I don't have a right-hand mirror. I gave him a little bit of room. Here's the replay. We'll understand more about this now. This is the exit of 11. Mostert's in behind Jones. Yeah, and that's one for the umpire.
Yeah, it's also a little bit of a technique thing around the pass. So Macca needed to be right next to him to lessen the risk of contact there. So when you make a pass like that and you turn inboard so far, he might have been up far enough, and Craig Baird will determine whether that was right, wrong or indifferent. But if he's right next to him, then you never have the bump like that.
So there's been a mistake for Whincup, seemingly in the braking area at turn 1. He's tripped over down there and given away a pile of spots. The replay will tell the story. Gone straight ahead down there. So a good decision to not try and turn the car at the corner and then whack anything. Here's the onboard view. Be dirty with himself on that one. You can see the lock lights on the front. Grabs first, tries the flick spin, looking for reverse.
Oh, how would you like to be a reverse gear?
Or a dog ring.
Oh. So he got back out, but it's put him down to 7th. And what about the team's championship implications based on that? So have a look at the number. That went from 77 points to 137 points. That's a 60-point mistake. So 21 points they've lost from the start of the day. They got it back to 77 points. And they lost 60 points with that mistake. Oh, here we go. Scott Pye down the inside. There'll be I thought there was going to be contact. Nice work. And the only one, have a look at Robbie Starr. He's one of the most competitive guys you'd ever be around. So he has fired down the inside and made that move stick, which means team's points. It's put him back another run.
One ball.
Traffic management's also been part of the story today for Shane. He's managed that very, very well. And so he sets off up the hill now for the last time, out of turn 1. There's a graphic understanding of all the paint that's on the road there. And really blind approach here to 2. And then the run down the hill, 3, 4, 5 to 6. Just spectacularly fast. Cars are on the slide for much of it. Use a little bit of a curving down here at 6. That's what it all looks like. Highly complex bit of racetrack. Shane's actually ducked out the other side now through 7. There he is. And he's now just able to have a bit of a play with the throttle, and it doesn't really matter how much he heats up those rear tyres now. Plenty of the Red Bull Holden Racing Team fans up on the balconies to celebrate this one. He's in great shape.
That'd be a hard balcony to enjoy yourself, wouldn't it? With the shell flag with one bloke and a blue Red Bull Holden Racing Team flag with the other bloke. I bet there's been a bit of flack up there today. Look at the big slide, massive big slide by Van Gisbergen.
Lines it up for the final corner. Race 31, the second last race of the championship year for 2019, and Shane Van Gisbergen takes the cake. 150 points.
Great work. Absolutely clinical today. Awesome job.
So, Coates Hire, Newcastle 500, race 31, second last race of the championship year with a margin of just over 10 seconds between the two Kiwis, Shane Van Gisbergen and Scott McLaughlin. Another Kiwi in 3rd place, so they're 1, 2 and 3 from across the ditch. David Reynolds, Cam Waters, Scott Pye, that is a mighty drive for him. The number of positions that he gained on the journey was quite extraordinary. Then Courtney Whincup, who had a really troubled run in the end after the escape down turn 1. Slade and Winterbottom making the top 10 rounded out, and then Mostert, Holdsworth, Kelly, Percat, Davison, Stanaway, Jones, who had a lively race. Hazelwood had a drinking issue there at one stage and just couldn't get any fresh water, and Jack LeBrock obviously in trouble really early in the game with some damage on that car.